Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Hello everyone, Carrie here, and this is sort of an impromptu video. I was not prepared to be making this at all. Excuse me for any ums or anything. I totally have no script for this. So I found out about this yesterday, I want to say. So this is something that we got information about from Kerensky, which wasn't supposed to be released until Adepticon. And of course, Catalyst is trying to go ahead and step out ahead of it. You see here, they've gone ahead and put it up on their Facebook page with the primer and also, I believe, with the cover art. And this is BattleTech Gothic. Now, BattleTech Gothic is an alternate universe setting. And okay, so one thing that does slightly irk me is I have seen a lot of different things calling this the first alternate setting, which would be untrue. Empires of Flame would be the first alternate setting, but requires no additional miniatures or anything. It is totally and completely a alternate setting to the universe. I do have a video out on it, which I probably want to redo because I don't think I covered it in the best way, but it is a fun little alternate setting where the Star League the Star League Defense Force never left, and we have a much different future. So this is a different future from that one. This is essentially a Gothic setting. And what's interesting is a lot of people have been totally losing their minds about this. And let me go ahead and I'm just going to grab some of the images here. So first we have, this is a overview of the miniatures, a small look at them. You have what looks like a Marauder. I'll try and make this bigger. There we go. You have what looks like a Marauder, a Phoenix Hawk. This is an Atlas where you can swap the heads on this Atlas. A Rifleman, Firestarter, Scorpion, King Crab, and the almighty Urban Mech. So we have this here, and this essentially gives us a look at, hey, this is, this is what we have coming out in this box, at least part of it. I don't know if there's other miniatures. I don't think there are, because we do get a spread. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. We do get a spread, and it shows us here. It looks like there's a Reclamation and Rise book, there's record sheets, there's the rule book, the Universe Primer, and so forth. The Universe Primer has been released on BattleTech's BattleTech's Facebook page. So that is something that we're going to take a peek at here. Also, we do have the box art, which, oh, that's because that's over it. We do have the box art, which, as you can see there, it's got the Atlas on the front and BattleTech Gothic on it. It's pretty much standard box set as far as like art and everything else. And it calls it a BattleTech Continuum game. So that's something that we'll talk about here in a little bit when we get towards the end, and before I go over a couple other things. So we do have, so you saw the minis there. We do have one of the artists that painted the minis. They did the Marauder, which, looking at it up close, this is beautiful. I know a lot of people are going to be out there, and there are a lot of people out there who are just totally upset that this is a thing. And you know what? You can be upset about it. But for pirates, like even if you don't want to play in an alternate universe, this would be awesome for pirates, for Solaris jocks, for just random periphery upgrades to mechs made by Mech Warriors. Also, you can see this has a lot of the styling of the older mechs, like in the way the carapace looks on the Marauder. The legs don't have a lot of slotting on the front. Mind you, you do have what looks like some kind of medium laser shotgun setup going on here with the front of the arms, which I guess would turn us into essentially a giant Blackhawk. But we also have a picture of it from the rear, and you can see tons of details. This is really well done, and a lot of people are all upset about it. And I really feel like that sort of it sucks because this is something that Catalyst is basically saying, hey, look, let's go ahead and let's explore other things with the game system, with BattleTech. And I'm going to hop over here. Now we have, this is the primer. So we're not going to go into detail on it. You can download it off of the BattleTech Facebook page, but we're just going to scroll down here. You get a history of the inner sphere, and it pretty much goes over everything. Now, what's interesting is, of course, we have art, and this is really nice art. I do like it. I do like you have that little monster, the mutant-looking thing right down there that's about half the height of the mech. And of course, you got an HPG station with a destroyed Scorpion, it looks like. Yeah. Now, here is where it gets interesting. So we have, it says the human sphere, and I'm not going to go over all the details, but you have the realm of blood and steel, the Ironclad Alliance, which is the Lyran Alliance. And you can see where it says they control, let's see, what is it, 254 worlds, and they are ruled by the Bradford Steiners. You then have the Realm of Endless Dynasty Collective of the Violet Crux. This is the, oh, I just forgot their name, the Free Worlds League. How did I forget that? So you can see here, it's a constitutional monarchy, talks about their stuff, 136 systems, so it's not as big as what we're used to. Then over here on the right, you have Terra Noir, the Unistar Ascendancy. This is Comstar. And they have some random Primus, which is just normal, a corporate theocracy. Word of Toyama is the dominant religion. So Blake was not the one that, it was Toyama. And if you look here, like under dominant religions, inhabited systems 111. And you'll notice in the backdrop, you can see part of a map. I don't know what the grayed out areas are, but you can see like there's blue for Steiner, purple for Merrick. We go down here, we have the Realm of Celestial Throne, the Golden Unity, also known as the Capellan Confederation. And this one is interesting because they've embraced abominations and grafting machines and living things together, which is just interesting. And of course, we have here they're ruled by Maximilian Leao. So apparently history did not change too much for them there, but they have 141 systems. And of course, we get more of the map. So here you can see, mind you, this is intended to be on a printed document so you would see all of it at once. There is Comstar. There's the Terran hegemony, essentially. And look at the Confederation. There's some craziness going on there. Draconis Combine looks kind of the same. It's poking a little bit into the Lyrans, and then of course you have the Federated Suns. So we have the Draconic Imperium, which is the realm of the Blood Dragon, and talks about how they've embraced feudal Japanese Bushido and an honor system, and of course, honors not often extended to the dragon's foes, which sort of fits for the 3025 time frame, which I think this takes place in. And they have 212 systems, and Takashi Kurita is in charge there. So once again, things are a little bit more normal, apparently, in the Combine. And of course, we have the Realm of the Blazing Light, the Shining Kingdoms of Avalon, because they apparently renamed New Avalon to Avalon. And yeah, you got this. So The inhabited systems is 269. They are based out of Avalon, and they have High King Ian Davian. All right, so that alone is pretty interesting. We get a look at the map. We get a look at the different states, like a little blurb on each one, and of course you have some more. Okay, so here's the realm of the Blood Dragon logo. Very stylized Draconis Combine logo. Very dark futury, I guess. It goes through the history and everything, and there's a grafted beast with, you can see there's symbology everywhere. There's like flying monsters. Yeah, excuse me. It's a little bit of normal BattleTech, a little bit of like something else. I don't want to say it's a little bit of 40K because the 40K doesn't have ownership of a setting. Like they don't, well, they have ownership of the setting for Warhammer 40K, but they don't have ownership of Grimdark. That is something that is not something that they have exclusive rights to. So yeah, it's anybody can do Grimdark stuff. And this is literally just a way for Catalyst to explore that. Now, we go down here, there's more beasts. Of course, that's supposed to be spread across 2 pages. And we get to the rank system, which is pretty much unchanged. We do get a title for Mech Warrior of, I'm not going to try to pronounce that because I will mangle it so badly. It's not even funny. The Federated Suns gets a very okay, so to me, this, like, if any of you have ever seen Monty Python and the Holy Grail, the symbol on the front of Arthur's shield, I totally get those vibes from this. I mean, the sword isn't in there, but that sun, I'm totally getting the Arthurian vibes from that. Of course, we get fire coming from the fire starter. Very well done art of the fire starter, by the way, which of course is sort of greebled up and grimdarky and So then we scroll on down, we get all the ranks again. The High King or Queen of Avalon is now the Commander in Chief. It's no longer First Prince. And then of course, Mech Warriors are called Knights. So then we have the Realm of the Celestial Throne, the Golden Unity, the Capellan Confederation, and once again, very much the triangle with the Tao. Um, Good interpretation. It's a little, I don't know how stylized that is as far as like if it's actually Chinese styling or not, but I believe that's what they were going for. And of course, apparently the Confederation loves beast peoples. They have, these are death commandos, as you can see from their logos, and they are all like mutant things. And then here, I am assuming this is Max Liao, who is a snake man, oh, I forgot his name, the actor from Conan the Barbarian, James Earl Jones, who was a snake man. So apparently, this is the Confederation is ruled by snake people. I mean, I could be wrong. I could look through here and find out, but of course, we get a really cool Phoenix Hawk, which once again done up in a very grimdarky, very, I don't know how to put it. Yeah, it's very, I guess, grimdarky. It's got pointy bits on it. It's supposed to look, a little bit churchy, I guess, like from the center torso thing there. I do like these things on the shoulders. Those are kind of nice, actually. I wouldn't mind seeing those on the standard Phoenix Hawk. That extra armor piece right there and there. And then, of course, let's see. We get the ranks. Mech Warriors are called champions. So, and the Chancellor is still the Chancellor. So then we get the Realm of the Endless Dynasty, the Collective of the Violet Crux, the Free Worlds League, which apparently maintained a democracy-ish thing, I guess. Given that what the little blurb says about them, I have to read more of it. And of course, we have here, once again, the Free Worlds League doing Free Worlds League things, and that would be industry, because they're good at industry, I guess. They've always been very industrious, very much the producers of the inner sphere. In fact, when the clans invaded, everybody sort of went to them and said, "Hey, can we please have weapons? Because, yeah." So then we get more stuff about them. Talks about their military, of course, and we have their chain of command. The commander in chief is now called the High Prince, and mech warriors are mech warriors or ensigns, which, okay, it's pretty normal. And of course, we have next up the Lyran Alliance, the Realm of Blood and Steel, or the Ironclad Alliance, as it's called in this universe. We get the history. We get a so this is their version of the Atlas, and as you can see, it's all cathedral headed. And there's their Marauder doing Marauder things. I guess those are PPCs. It's just a um, different way of doing the look, which is kind of neat. I mean, you're shooting out like I don't know. It's lightning. And there's a Lyran Rifleman, which very churchy. Look at the little spiry radar antenna, and of course it's got has more head armor than an actual rifleman. And we get the ranks. You have the Grand Archon for the Commander in Chief, and your mech warrior is a mech Krieger or pilot, if they're a pilot. And then Terra Noir, the Unistar Ascendancy, Comstar, if Comstar actually pulled off Operation Silver Shield, it looks like. And yeah, not much has changed there, Comstar, has it? Just have little pointy fire stick thingies now. But other than that, it's a armory crab, which would look beautiful as a pirate crab. I mean, look at that. It's got all the little pokey bits in the front of the cockpit. You've got like all these big jerry-rig extra pieces looking thing. You got extra armor on the feet. I know, it's just feet, but feet. All right, so Commander-in-Chief is the Primus Omnium. And of course, it goes down to Legatuses, Vicariuses. Yeah, so it's a little bit different. And of course, Mechanatus or Aeronatus is a pilot, a mech warrior, or a pilot. And then you got the Marauder state. So this is your Bandom Kingdoms. Um, and there is the almighty Urban Mech standing over a crowd of, I guess, captured enemies or people in general that they're just taking away somewhere because Bandit Kings, they do horrible things. And we scroll down. There's a Scorpion. Nice little. And I've noticed this is a thing. These, instead of having the exposed actuators, like these sheathed armored um, conduit, which actually looks good. Privateers, I love this symbol. Okay, this is just a really good pirate symbol. I don't care if this is alternate universe or not. I would love to steal this symbol. Here's another Phoenix Hawk. This one is, well, it is. It's once again, it's got pointy bits. I like the shoulder armor. I wish that was a standard thing on the Phoenix Hawk in the standard BattleTech universe. And we scrolled out some more, and we talked about mechs, mech warriors, and you see all that there. You got a dude standing up, like totally just like, hey, look, I'm standing on my mech for whatever reason. It's Grimdark. Here we see some beasts with weapons attachments. Here's one with what looks like a autocannon of some sort, some armored feetsies. This one looks like it has maybe, I can't tell, might have metal claws attached to it. Looks like it has a neck collar of some sort, chest plate. And here it talks about abominations, great and small. So this is, now it doesn't give you the rules. This is a primer, but it talks about all of the different things about how you have these mutated creatures for turning into war machines. And then, of course, we get the atlases. So this is the realm of the blood dragon. You get the, here's the front and rear art for their atlas. And once again, notice the almost conduit-like protection on the actuators, which isn't a bad thing. I know that was actually a thing you saw a lot in the older designs. Then we have the Federated Suns one, which is going with the He-Man back sword look. The Capellan Confederation, Celestial Throne, they've got their symbol on the back. It seems to be a thing. I guess so your own troops don't shoot you in the back because, you know, different heads, obviously. The okay, this is the Free Worlds League, and they've given it a giant pointy Pope hat. I mean, it has the most skull-like skull, I believe, or the most intimidating looking skull so far, but the pointy Pope hat, yeah, that's just. Then of course you got this one, which is the Lyrans with the spiky churchy hat and his little back banner. So that's a quick look at the primer. Now, I did mention though that people are out there who are very upset about this. And of course, one of them is Otterpops, because, oh no, BattleTech did a thing. There's 54 replies. Oh, you're not going to let me read the replies, are you? Okay, so it's not going to let me read the replies on here, but pretty much, like, if you hop onto Twitter or something like that, it's just really bad. Let me go ahead and screenshot some of them real quick, and I'll show you what we're talking about. Okay, so give me 1 second here. Okay, so we have, this is Otterpops on Twitter. I refuse to call it what Elon wants to call it, but we're not going to worry about the video. There is a video. Now, of course, he's like, put the last nail in the coffin for Catalyst Game Labs. And of course, like, it has to be an April Fool's joke. Nobody's dumb enough to do this. Now, of course, this isn't a dumb thing, and I don't know why they get their panties in a bunch of this. So you have Hatchie, coming in saying, "Hey, I don't know why anyone would do, or I don't have a problem with it. Neat lore, good art." And I love this. The constant bedwetting over CGL is tiresome. Of course, you're going to see ads. So you have Mage Leader out in here, like, has to be an April Fool's joke. And you get a lot of stuff that's just like, people are like, oh, look, it has to, this is them trying to beg for GW money. And just these people who are, well, they're just butthurt because BattleTech's doing something new. There's another ad. And I feel like people need to give things a chance. They don't give it a chance. And I think that's the biggest problem here is, oh no, BattleTech is doing a thing. How could they do this? It's not what we're used to. Well, you know what? BattleTech's been doing things that you're not used to for years. Like, every time they move the timeline forward, it's something you're not used to. Anytime there's new characters or a new unit added, it's something you're not used to. Yes, a lot of it stays in a certain aesthetic, but then we had Technical Readout 3060. I think it was 60, the one where Plog showed up. And yeah, clan vehicles do not fit the aesthetic. I'm sorry. I mean, Matt Plog has come a long way, but yeah, they don't fit the aesthetic. So yeah, a lot of people are upset and just generally butthurt over BattleTech doing a new thing, over Catalyst doing a new thing with the BattleTech intellectual property. And something else that I'm sure they're all going to get upset about. At the end of the little video that was put out, they do say that this is what should be one of many more delves into alternate universes. So maybe they are going to go ahead and release something for the Empires of Flame universe. Maybe they'll release something for some kind of cyberpunk BattleTech universe. We don't know. And we could get some really cool stuff out of this, and people just need to, well, they need to calm their ass down. I mean, that's just as simple to put it as I can. So, of course, there were other things that have been announced, which is a little bit more tame. And that would be, so this is, let me I don't want to get rid of the background. Let's close the primer window there. And we have, oh, that is tiny. That needs to get bigger. So this little note, that's not the right one. No, I don't want to grab that. There we are. I want to make it bigger. All right, new emplacement force pack will be for sale at Adepticon via Randall. So this is something else that came out, and this is a little bit more tame. Of course, you have the emplacements, which these look kind of neat. I'm not gonna lie. You got emplacements, and you got a couple shots of them on the field. And what looks interesting is it looks like, so you have these different turrets up here, right? I'm going to zoom in on this if I can grab the right. This is harder to do than you would think. Like I am grabbing all sorts of things, and there we go. All right, so if you look at the emplacements, you can see the turrets have, you can't see it on that one, but that one, these two, there's ball joints, right? So hopping into, yeah, I grabbed this one apparently. Trying not to move the wrong things. It won't let me, so hopefully I didn't make, okay, there we go. You can see, like, they put the turret on a tank. They put another turret on a tank. So these can swap out with tank turrets, it looks like, which is really interesting. You can swap tank turrets onto them, which you can see here. There's a Manicore turret on a pedestal, and there's a massive turret, another massive turret on different tanks. So that's it for today. I do want to, if you made it this far, awesome. I do just want to say, I want to thank all of my patrons, my sponsors. I really didn't have time to talk too much about everybody because, well, this is it's not even something I planned or scripted. It's just, oh my goodness, I need to get this out there now. So BattleTech Gothic, it's a thing. BattleTech has acknowledged it. And if you're mad, well, stay mad. I probably shouldn't say that, but you know what? No, I'm tired of being the nice girl. I'm tired of saying, "Oh yeah, no, I'm not gonna." If you're mad at this, you need to give it a chance, okay? And if you can't give it a chance, then yeah, stay mad, because BattleTech, Catalyst is bringing BattleTech into the future, and they are doing it amazingly well. And even if this is just a one-off product, it's really awesome. And for those of you out there saying, well, this interferes with the game development and everything else, no, it doesn't. We are having product after product after product coming out. I literally, every time I finish reviewing something, I have to go back and review or have to go out and review something else because, like, something will drop right after. I haven't even had a chance to do the Davian Force Manual review yet, and I have the thing. I've been trying to go through it because every time I start to do another project, BattleTech drops another pack of miniatures. So I have no problems with this. I think these are awesome models, and if you can't give them a chance, then that's your problem. It's not mine. It's not Catalyst. It's not anybody else's. Oh, don't forget to like, subscribe, and if you really enjoy this, go ahead and go to my Patreon at patreon.com/unicorncompany. I want to thank all of our patrons who help make this possible. First, at Captain, we have Sarah. And then our lieutenants, Boy in a Box, Gus, Haley, Nathan, and Will. And then our sergeants, BZ Archer, Faz, Steven, and finally our cadets, NB Kaiju, Housemaster Poding, Jamie, and Scott. Thank you all so much for supporting the podcast and the channel. You all make this so possible. Also, I do want to mention once again our sponsor and mercenary liaison, FortressMiniaturesAndGames.com.